Welcome to the Transitions Daily podcast. Transitions Daily is an online recovery group that offers a daily distribution of popular recovery resources accompanied by a secret Facebook group for discussion. We hope you enjoy today's readings.
This is Transitions Daily for June 9, read by Craig M. from Denny, Scotland. AA thoughts for today. Wants or needs. We are taught to differentiate between our wants, which are never satisfied, and our needs, which are always provided for. We cast off the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future as we begin to live in the present, one day at a time. We are granted the serenity to accept things we cannot change, and thus lose our quickness to anger and a sensitivity to criticism. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 560. Thought to consider. Don't quit before the miracle happens. Acronyms. Steps. Solution to every problem in sobriety. Just for today. Doubt from We Agnostics. Its main object is to enable you to find a power greater than yourself, which will solve your problem. That means we have written a book which we believe to be spiritual as well as moral. And it means, of course, that we are going to talk about God. Here difficulty arises with agnostics. Many times we talk to a new man and watch his hope rise as we discover his alcoholic problems and explain our fellowship. But his face falls when we speak of spiritual matters, especially when we mention God, for we have reopened a subject which our man thought he had neatly evaded or entirely ignored. We know how he feels. We have shared his honest doubt and prejudice. 4th edition, Alcoholics Anonymous, page 44. Daily Reflections. Living in the now. First we try to live in the now, just in order to stay sober, and it works. Once the idea has become a part of our thinking, we find that living in 24-hour segments is an effective and satisfying way to handle many other matters as well. From Living Sober, page 7. One day at a time. To a newcomer, this and other one-liners of AA may seem ridiculous. The passwords of the AA fellowship can become lifelines in moments of stress. Each day can be like a rose unfurling according to the plan of a power greater than myself. My program should be planted in the right location, just as it will need to be groomed, nourished and protected from disease. My planting will require patience, and by realizing that some flowers will be more perfect than others, each stage of the petals unfolding can bring wonder and delight if I do not interfere or let my expectations override my acceptance, and this brings serenity. As Bill sees it, the rationalizers and the self-effacing. We alcoholics are the biggest rationalizers in the world. Fortified with the excuse that we are doing great things for AA, we can, through broken anonymity, resume our old and disastrous pursuit of personal power and prestige, public honours and money. The same implacable urges that, when frustrated, once caused us to drink. Dr. Bob was essentially a far more humble person than I, and anonymity came rather easily to him. When it was sure that he was mortally afflicted, some of his friends suggested that there should be a monument erected in honour of him and his wife Anne, befitting a founder and his lady. Telling me about this, Dr. Bob grinned broadly and said, "God bless them, they mean well, but let's you and me get buried just like other folks." In the Akron cemetery where Dr. Bob and Anne lie, the simple stone says not a word about AA. This final example of self-effacement is of more permanent worth to AA than any amount of public attention or any great monument. From AA Comes of Age, pages 292 to 293, and pages 136 to 137. Big Book quote. We found that as soon as we were able to lay aside prejudice and express even a willingness to believe in a power greater than ourselves, we commenced to get results, even though it was impossible for any of us to fully define or comprehend that power which is God. From Alcoholics Anonymous, 4th edition, We Agnostics, page 46. 24 hours a day. AA thought for the day. We finally came to the bottom. We did not have to be financially broken, although many of us were, but we were spiritually bankrupt. We had a soul sickness, a revulsion against ourselves and against our way of living. Life had become impossible for us. We had to end it all or do something about it. Am I glad I did something about it? Meditation for the day. Faith is not seeing, but believing. I am in a box of space and time and cannot see spacelessness or eternity. But God is not within a shell of time and space. He is timeless and spaceless. He cannot be fully comprehended by our finite minds, or we must try to make a union between our purposes and the purpose of God. By trying to merge our minds with the mind of God, a oneness of purpose results. This oneness of purpose puts us in harmony with God and others. Evil comes from being in disharmony with God, and good comes from being in harmony with Him. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may be in harmony with God. I pray that I may get in the stream of goodness in the universe. Hazeldean Foundation, PO Box 176, Centre City, MN 55012. My name's Craig, and I'm an alcoholic.
We hope you enjoyed today's readings. You can also receive Transitions Daily via email and discuss today's readings in our secret Facebook group. So for more information, go to dailyaaemails.com today.
Other than the 24 hours a day reading, unless otherwise specified, all quotes copyright Alcoholics Anonymous World Services, Inc., 1952 through 2001.